Our next topic is determination of income and employment. Before we take up the main topic, we must be familiar with some of the concepts which are going to be used frequently in explaining the theory relating to determination of income and employment. One concept is ex-ante and ex post. Ex-ante and ex post. Ex-ante means intended. Intended से क्या मतलब है? Planned. We can also say expected. We can use any of these three words: intended, planned, and expected. This is the meaning of ex-ante. Ex post means actual or realized. ये वो है जिसकी हम उम्मीद कर रहे हैं, which we are expecting to happen. और ये वो है जो वाकई हुआ है. तो साल के शुरू में, in the beginning of the year, we expect, and what actually happens at the end of the year is ex post. This entire theory of income determination is based on ex-ante. Just remember this, even though we will not use the word intended, planned, or expected, but the entire theory is based on ex-ante concepts. This is one. Then another concept is aggregate demand. We can briefly call it AD. Aggregate, you know, means total of something. तो किस चीज़ का टोटल है ये? It is the value of final goods and services. In national income, you have learned the distinction between final and intermediate. It is in that context we are using this term final. Value of final goods and services planned to be purchased at a given level of income during a period of time. Let me repeat. Value of total value of final goods and services planned to be purchased at a given level of income during a period of time. जो खरीदार बायर्स फाइनल गुड्स खरीदने का प्लान बना रहे हैं साल के शुरू में कि हम इतना खरीदेंगे, नेचुरली खरीदने पे खर्चा होता है, तो वी कैन आल्सो कॉल इट intended expenditure on final goods and services. Normally these are divided into two: consumption expenditure and investment expenditure. Symbolically, we call them C and I. So this is aggregate demand. Remember, although we are not using the word in this concept, intended or planned or expected, but in the theory, aggregate demand is simply expected aggregate demand. It has 4 components. You are familiar with those components. You have learned the expenditure method of calculating national income, which had 4 components. The same 4 components are the components of aggregate demand. Remember, expenditure method was expenditure on final goods and services, but that was the actual expenditure. Here we are talking of intended expenditure. So aggregate demand is broadly classified into 4 components. 1, private consumption expenditure. Symbolically, it is C. So what is this? Expenditure planned to be incurred by the households. Individuals जो expenditure का plan कर रहे हैं. Second is investment expenditure. Symbolically, it is I. Expenditure which investors, that is buyers of durable investment goods, are planning. Investors which are planning to buy new capital goods. Planning, remember, planning to buy new capital goods during the year. Third is government expenditure. Symbolically, it is used as G. Government expenditure. Planned expenditure of the government. जो कुछ गवर्नमेंट खर्चा करने का प्लान बना रही है, एक्चुअल खर्चा नहीं, प्लान बना रही है. Finally, we have net exports, which is symbol is NX, N for net, X for exports. This is what foreigners are planning to buy, our products. Foreigners are planning to buy our products during the year. Why it is net? Whatever we buy from the foreigners is deducted. So we take only the net purchases, that is exports minus imports, by the foreigners. This is aggregate demand, the third concept which you have to keep in mind. Similar to this is aggregate supply. Symbolically, it is used as AS. Now, aggregate demand is the demand side, this is the supply side. What is aggregate supply? Value, once again, value of final goods and services planned to be produced, remember planned, by the producers of course. Value of final goods and services planned to be produced by the producers. अब थोड़ा सा इसमें कॉम्प्लिकेशन है, इसको समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. नेशनल इनकम आपने पढ़ा है, and there we define national income as the value of final goods and services produced. What are we saying here? value of final goods and services is expected to be produced. So what is this? This is nothing but expected national income. Expected national income. We can also use the word output for the same. Expected national income और national output. तो ध्यान में रखिए, जब भी एग्रीगेट सप्लाई शब्द आपके दिमाग में आए तो इसका मतलब नेशनल इनकम से होता है, ब्रॉडली. हम स्पेसिफिकली नहीं, ब्रॉडली इसको नेशनल इनकम या नेशनल आउटपुट कुछ भी कह सकते हैं. दिस इज अनदर कॉन्सेप्ट विच यू हैव टू स्टडी. Fourth concept is propensity to consume. First, what does it mean? Propensity का मतलब आप जोड़ सकते हैं रेट से, रेट ऑफ कंजम्पशन. लेकिन रेट किसके रिलेशन में? इन whose relation is this rate? So we can define it as proportion of income spent on consumption. I hope, let me repeat again. Proportion of income spent on consumption, income का वो भाग जो हम उपभोग पर खर्च करते हैं. अगर हम इसको एक इक्वेशन की शक्ल दें, we translate into the form of equation, then APC is A for average, P for propensity, C for consumption. Average propensity to consume. It will be equal to